Boom, ladies and gentlemen, it is official. We are this year going to do the first executive protection symposium, right? So many of you know that I've been doing the Protector Symposium for quite a few years, and it's been awesome, man. Like, we've been able to really change people's lives, but this year we're going to aim at something a little bit different. I've been wanting to do this forever, and I'm going to use the skills I learned from the first event to do this. This is going to be an event aimed at executive protection professionals. This is going to be an event aimed at agents and management level, team leaders, and folks that are building their careers. I wanted to create an event that had extreme value to us. You know what I mean? So like, we're out in the industry, we go to events, and why do we go to these events? Because of networking, right? What if I could create an event that supercharged the networking impact on your career and those relationships? This event, the EP Symposium, is designed to do that. I will get you in front of hiring managers. You will be able to get your professional photo taken on site. You will have a number of experiences with those same hiring managers that will help you be identified to be hired. There's going to be multiple sub-networking events inside this event. You're going to have the opportunity to train if you want to and get certifications that you maybe didn't have enough time to get during the year. Plus up on some medical certs, take a pistol course, take a number of different courses that we can knock out in the course of a day, and just plus up your training jacket so you walk away with definite, validated, value to take out into the industry to make you even more hireable. And let these training directors see you, right? Have industry conversations that are led by the crowd, so you're not just sitting there watching PowerPoint presentations the whole time and wondering if you're getting value. This event is carefully crafted to get value to the agent on the ground and team leaders so that we can find each other, get work, and have the most valuable careers of our lives in the protection industry. There's never been anything like this. We're going to focus on hard skills and soft skills. And if you really want to, you'll also get a chance to compete in the Protector Games and find out where you stack up in the industry. But that's not for everyone. You don't have to participate in it. But I can't wait to bring you the EP Symposium coming to you this year. Hit the links below, sign up, early bird prices, all the madness. We're just warming up, we're just getting started. This is gonna be amazing. God bless Semper Fi, more to come.
Boom, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast. I've got Anderson Herbert of APS Security here with me, and he's an honored guest. I can't wait for you guys to hear about what my man's been doing and about the award he just got. Representing for us out there in the game and in the world, man. This is a big deal. So, hey, Anderson, it's such an honor to be on here with you. How you doing, brother?
First of all, thank you.
Sir.
Great for you to have me back again. It seemed like a reoccurring thing with me and you.
Yeah, man, we've flown together, man. It's good. Well, we're in the right places too, because
right.
I think our listeners are used to seeing you from the Close Protection Conference pieces they probably seen by now too. Right.
Mm-hmm. Right, definitely. And, shout out to all the practitioners and everyone who paved the way and those and can continue paving the way,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. No, we couldn't do without everyone's contributions, man. Everybody's contributions. So, man, I'm excited. One, U.S. Indian like me, So it ain't every day when we get to, catch up, see each other out here in the wild,
huh? Absolutely. It's kind of, I'm still in shock in a way. It's starting to set in. From coming from a small speck, in the water somewhere, It's like big things from a small speck in the water. But, we're still here and showing that we have the capability to do what we can do and compete as well, or even surpass, our counterparts of this. And not coming from the conventional, what they would call, quote unquote, where you should come from to get into this industry, prior military, prior police, and so forth. So I didn't come from that background.
I love it. Let's go.
I just got into a lot of everything and anything I could get into to learn as much about this field as possible.
Right.
And, my background, to be honest, I was a professional athlete for 10 years that I played in 43 countries. So traveling for me around the world was second nature, because either your agent call you, got to go here, you got to go there, you up and go, and you go and you figure it out. You learn. The hardest thing in situations like that was actually just learning the situation. The game that you know how to play, you play. But you got a culture, climate, different adversity, you know what I mean? So you had to figure it out rather quickly. So for me to transition into what we're doing now, it was not that hard once I figured out this is what I really wanted to do. This is what I meant to do, you know?
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. And it's really cool how those experiences translate over. And this is a dynamic I see with a lot of the civilians at the top of this game. And I love that you came out with that, but a lot of guys listening are they'll hit me with questions like, you think, do I have a law enforcement? If I don't have a law enforcement or military background, can I still be successful? And I'm like, absolutely, man. There's so many guys that have successful companies that are at the top of the game, which is still a tough spot, but that have that civilian background. So it's not something that don't let it discourage you, but learn everything you can about the game. And I see the civilian guys, that's like what sets them apart, because they take this game seriously, because they don't have I already been to Iraq, I already been to war, or I was law enforcement, I'm already, too cool for school. This is their game. And so they take this game seriously. And that's the difference.
Yeah. To me, it's my advantage, to be honest. You know what I mean? I haven't been tainted with a lot of bad habits. You know what I mean? So you just gotta figure out your strong point versus your adversary's weak point, and you dominate on that quicker than it is. It's just like a sport for me, you this, that. I mean, it was several situations that just throughout the whole 10-year me being in the business, that people could say, "Oh, you're too big, you too that, you too this." But for real, I'm really what you need. You know what I mean?
Yes, I love how you dropped that, man. I was drinking my matcha.
I'm really what you need. So you just got to learn the craft. You got to learn the craft and keep learning the craft, because things are changing so much. And you got a lot of new tools that you can add on with AI and so forth. I mean, you just gotta be pliable, but still the basics of what you've learned within this business will always keep you on the right track. Once the basic structure, that will help you all the way.
Yep. It's like you nail down your fundamentals, and all the different tools and tactics and everything, they just help you do the fundamentals better. It's like now you have some things that help you do those better. So boom, if you've been enjoying the podcast, I want to encourage you to come and train with me. Train with us, the League of Executive Protection Specialists. We offer online courses so you can train and learn how to take your executive protection career to the next level from the comfort of your own home. We offer on-ground training on everything from the hard skills of driving, shooting, medical, and into the soft skills through the Executive Protection Immersion course, which is one of the most experiential, learning-centric courses in the executive protection industry. Either way, I want you to become part of the golden standard in the private security industry and join the brotherhood, the League of Executive Protection Specialists. Go to epspecialist.com and let's do our careers together. I'll see you there. Out. 2024 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, my man, Anderson Herbert, man. What's up? How did that happen? Let's talk about that one. I need one of them. So just, if you got cheat codes,
Well,
congratulations. First of all, congratulations, man.
Shoot, man, I'm humbled and truly grateful. And like I said, it's still soaking in on me. It was some work that I did in Africa for a particular client, and I crossed paths with them a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It's 2 years now in Northern Africa. And we spoke briefly. He said, "Man, I truly appreciated what you've done for me," or whatever. And he said, I'm gonna send in a message for a nomination. So I said, I mean, as normal. I'm very respectful. I said, thank you, sir, whatever you do, that's grateful. And I kept on doing what I was over there to do.
Right.
Think nothing of it, kept on moving. And then I got some calls and I was in talk with some people and they started getting information about me and doing what they need to do. And they said, well, we'd like to nominate you with the award. And I was like, who are you talking about?
Right.
Like, who are you talking about? I have no idea who you're talking. No, you for all what you've done and, you know, someone recommended just I said, for real? I was like, okay. Yeah. All right, thank you. So, you know,
I say thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I showed up. I got vetted doing what they needed to do with me. And then the award was given to me on 29th of March. Not March. It was March. What month we in? I'm sorry. Last month. It was last month.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was totally grateful. And to, you know, things are better when you have no idea where it was coming from. It didn't come from me. He didn't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to the client. You didn't know who they are. I've never mentioned. Always grateful. And, you know, just mostly truly appreciative and appreciated for everyone who had hands in creating the man that you see today. From my parents, of course, my instructors, coaches, I mean, everybody who poured into me to create who I am today. You know what I mean? So this is really not really, get a little choked up here. It's not really to celebrate me, but really for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Especially Miss Herbert. She's waving this around like a banner, you know, and it's all to her. So
yes. That's beautiful, man. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. And you know, I'm gonna say something too, real quick too. And you know, it's just good to see a brother doing good out there, man. You know, like, and I'm gonna just say it, you know, and you know, there may be some of you rolling your eyes, but listen, I mean, you guys are on social media. You see what's in the news. You see what's in front of our youth. You know what I'm saying? So me, half the time I'm watching what these other dudes are doing out here, and I'm like, you realize me and you got to be black at the same time, and you on TV doing all this foolishness, my man. You know what I mean? Like, can you not right now? Can we just, you know? And so it's really good to see, you know, you showing the next generation, showing the youth, and showing the world. Not just that we can do a good job at these things, but also that there are other paths, that there are other opportunities, that despite coming from a speck in the middle of the ocean, you didn't make excuses. You know what I'm saying? You got out there and got to work. And I already know because my dad, we the same way. We the same way, you know, we both go outwork whoever's in the game. But I'm proud of you, man. That's huge.
Yeah, thank you, man. I just kind of reflect on so many, you probably take, to get into space, you did so many different things just to get into the space. I mean, the halls and walls, the CP, the gate, the overnights, the non-attractive stuff in the car, you know.
Christmas in the car.
Christmas, New Year's, birthday. It don't even
all
matter.
of them. Hoping the client brings you a plate.
Yeah, you know, I've been fortunate enough to been able to service some good clients. I remember one client, it was kind of odd. He wanted pizza for the day and he just wanted one slice, but he ordered 100 pizza. He said, y'all can have it. I was like, okay. I mean,
okay, we'll find something to do with it.
Yeah, you know, but you know, sometimes if you spend enough time at a barbershop, you end up getting a haircut.
You know get a haircut, yeah.
You gotta stick around, and I've stuck around. And one thing for me that worked for me, that one particular client I was with for 6 years, I mind my business. I don't get into, because when you end up spending a lot of time with people, things tend to
you hear things and things get
you
around.
hear things and it get messy. You know what I mean? And I've never been into that. So if I hear that, I'm going the other way. I don't get involved in that. That ain't what I'm here for. You know what I mean? I keep my head down, my nose clean, and be reliable and be where I need to be all the time. You know, be where you need to be all the time. You know what I mean? So I've always prided myself in that, and I'm a bigger guy, so I always back myself up with everything from extra clothes, extra suits, extra shirts. I mean, up to this day, I still do the same thing. Like I got 2 or 3 of everything, you know what I mean?
Yep.
All of this still, I'm saying all this helped me to be who I am. And all the people who's put their hands on me in my life to create me, I appreciate that. I learned a lot from so many people. Like, I mean, it's countless, So this is for them, not me.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. You touched on some big things. And success leaves clues unless you're clueless, right? So I love it because a lot of us will say the same thing. And I think, my goal, aiming at culture in the industry, aiming at raising the next generation of agents that were able to get one of the best educations about the game from people in the game, and you touched on a few of those things that we touch on in here. You're like, mind your business. Just mind your, like you need, like there's an executive protection soft skill around letting them know you are not paying attention. Like understanding when you just kind of, you just gotta get out the room. You give them their space, and you make sure they understand you're a professional first. You are not about being in their business. And if you can keep that professional relationship, man, that's how you become the furniture. I got my first client from 2008. I'm about to go be with this weekend. From 2008, I'm like, he's like my stepdad almost at this point. I mean, because he knows, and the second thing you said, he knows I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be. He knows that I'm a professional, no matter what. He done bought me gifts on holidays. We've done so much over the years together that he's blessed me. And I believe it's because I've always respected his office as principal, as client, no matter what. And everything that I've seen in his life, I've always been where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that is such a code, man. It's such a cheat code, man. So that's money right there.
I've seen so many people on details who had all the accolades and just get so messy, asking, you're not the client's friend. We not friends. I am here like one of your vehicles.
I'm the help. I get it.
You need me. I am the help. I always kept that mentality. We not friends. I'm not asking you nothing. Our paths would never cross, you know what I mean? So I always kept it like that. And I've been around a lot of A-listers and billionaires and so forth. And, unless it's something urgent that I got to say to you, I don't have anything to say to you more than good morning or good afternoon or,
give you the ETA.
We need to be here or we got to move, that's about it. Otherwise than that, I don't have anything to say. Right. I had one client ask me do you even like me? And I was like, of course. I'm focused. I'm just focused. I'm focused on making sure your well-being. You, your team, your kids, your family. That's all. I'm just focused. I'm here. I hear everything you need me to hear. And I hear nothing that you need me to hear. Everything you need me to hear.
That was perfect. Yes. I love it. Yep. I'm the same way. It's all client-led, man. What would you say was the hardest thing about, or is the hardest thing about the game? What is one of the more difficult things?
From what perspective are you referring to?
I know I was playing with that because I was like, should I go from an agent standpoint or should I go from the company owner standpoint? Let's go company owner, man, because we do agent stuff all the time. What's the toughest thing as a company owner that you're dealing with, or that you have?
Because you might have management of a particular client that try to cherry pick you. So hey, we have a situation and we might need this. Do you mind sending me a quote? And then they'll take what your quote is and try to go cherry pick it, pass it around. And then you might not hear from them again. You know what I mean? So I found ways of like, no, we're not going to do that.
Right.
You're going to give me a letter of intent before we're going to talk about anything. You know what I mean? We're not doing any of that. No. I've been burnt too many times. Oh, can you send me? No, sorry. No. But, and then security is it's a huge industry. It's not going anywhere. Sometimes the area that you're in, the client, the business owner's greed is so terrible. Like,
right.
it's no need to bad talk. It's enough business in so many different avenues for everyone. You know what I mean? I mean, you could pick a direction you need security, any direction, church, business, entertainment, you know what I mean? Agriculture. I know a company that's in security for agriculture is huge. I mean, it's so many different directions you need to go. You just got to find your lane and just, pursue that,
Being a business owner and an agent are two different skill sets, man. And sometimes I think agents want to get into that business owner role before being ready to really, really step into that, and it happened to me really like I had a client who said, I want you to be my guy. We're putting you in business. I'm going to guide you through it. And so I had training wheels on as I built my company, but still had a lot of lessons that I had to learn. And one of those lessons was make sure you're lawyered up, because when these ninjas start playing their games,
Yeah.
You need to have that paper, man. You need to have paper to back you up to do what you need to do.
Let me add to that. That
yes,
is
sir.
correct. I definitely say every year, renew your employee agreements and tighten it up every year, because you got people within your organization, which is a sleeper cell looking for opportunity to venture. And these snakes, I truly just want to chop their head off, but I'm in a different space now, so I can't react like how I want to.
Like back in the day, it's AD.
Yeah,
You were basically saying like you got to move differently. It's not BC anymore. It's AD. So we gotta we gotta keep it classy. But and that sleeper cells comment was 100% ideal, because the reality is, no matter, I've had dudes a part of my company for years, made money with them, protected them, went to bat for them, gave them opportunities they would have never have if I didn't have love.
Right? Never. Oh my God. Never get the opportunity. Places they would never go.
And made money they would have never made.
The ungrateful entitledness to some of these people, it baffles me. Like, are you serious? Like I said, I am not, I am glad, I am so happy I am not the man who I was even when I played sports so years ago. I am, because I'll be talking to you like,
yeah, 100%. Same here.
So I just move a different way. I'm gonna get you, but just not the way that I would have normally respond. But you got to be you got to keep your grass cut so you can see the snakes coming. You know what I mean? And you got to keep them, because they come in. A lot of snakes got smiles. They walk in 2 feet and hey, how you doing? Thanks. Let me help you. I've always been mindful of people who are too eager to help me. You know what I mean? Or too eager.
That's a good one.
To work. You know what I'm saying? What's your intention? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the more you go through life, you start learning different signs and signals so you can recognize certain things. You know what I mean?
There's wisdom right here.
Yeah, trust me. I need to walk around with a shell like a turtle. I've been stabbed back from people that, I helped you.
Yeah.
I gave you money when you ain't had no money. I advanced you in your check for something you didn't even do.
Yeah.
And you did this? You know what I mean? I was like, wow, like, people are funny. And it kind of makes you, it makes me in a way kind of not standoffish, but I'm just so cautious of anything I do with people. Like,
And what I've noticed too is it's not usually your stallions. Like, it's not usually the guys that are like rock solid, dependable. Like, it's not the good dudes. It's the dudes that are a little bit like questionable. Like, the ones that have turned on me are the ones that, like, I gave you a shot. Like, you didn't even deserve the shot. Like they're the ones that I was helping. Those are the ones that turn around and end up trying to get me. My dudes that are like rock stars, we just doing business. We just conducting business, and it's usually no drama. Every once in a while you'll have one that starts thinking, well, I can do this myself or whatever. But like, usually for me, it's the ones that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a shot. They really have too much business being there in the first place. Like, that got fired because they messed up legitimately by the client, and then I had to deal with it, And then those are the ones that turn around and bite you, and you're like, bro, you messed up. You got fired. You weren't even supposed to get severance. I'm trying to make this happen for you, and now you're gonna come around and attack. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that I got an eye on these days, man. It's like, okay.
Like I said, annually, I would recommend anybody go over your bylaws, your rules, and tighten up your paperwork. I mean, and just resend them out every year. Hey, this is a new year. Please read this. You signed this. Understand what this is. You know what I mean? So trust me, that's one of the main lessons that I learned in this year and just in the business. You got to keep your grass cut, keep your back of the house buttoned up, and in transitioning from being a practitioner to a business owner, your roles, yes, obviously are different, but now you need to learn business. You have to learn business, not because you can run, gun, shoot, drive, jump out of a plane and choke whales or whatever people claim to do. Everybody's the toughest guy ever
in the universe. Yeah. Everyone's a Jedi.
Yeah, so you still got to learn the business acumen, the things that you need to know. You just still need to know your business cash flows. You still need to know how to set everything up so it can continuously moving, and you create a business and not a job. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot more that you have to get into. And these are self-learning things that you're going to have to go seek. You're not going to be taught this in class, or you're going to be taught on the job, which could hurt sometimes.
A lot.
And, some of my biggest lessons are very costly. You know what I mean? Those are that my mentor would say, well, that's your tuition of business.
Tuition of business. And find a mentor.
You just learn something the hard way.
Yes.
Like, wow. You just, you take it on the chin, you shake it off, and keep moving. Okay, got you. All right.
Yep.
I'm not gonna revisit that. Not intentionally. You know what I mean? But
no, it's good. No, I love it, man. I love it. And there's also like a mentality thing that I think I've dealt with. You might have seen this. There's like an employee mentality, and then there's a business owner mentality. And these employees be thinking that we just over here balling out of control, like we just get made out of money, not doing anything. Like, I had one time, and we never talk like numbers, but like, an employee found out how much we were making, charging the client, and he was on a righteous mission. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you guys are only paying me this much. I'm like, hey, player. I was like, you got to realize, out of that money, you're making 60% of this, 70% of this. And then guess what? Uncle Sam's making 30% of this. And then guess what? Workman's comp's making. And then guess what? Insurance making. And I'm like, homie, you making the most money on the table of everybody else. Then Uncle Sam, and then your boy gets paid. There's a mentality shift.
The entitlement is terrible, man. I mean, it's sad how they pocket watch, and it's what I've learned. And my close people on the team, they understand how I move with them, and we'll have our side conversation. But there's the ones looking from a distance and trying to anticipate what, based on the event that's going on, they could try to think about he making X amount of this and X amount of that. I have no idea the insurance costs that might have came into this, the whole setup of this, you know what I mean?
Right.
All the aggregate of stuff that comes into to create this whole opportunity
for you guys, for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, the per diem and the money to move around. And guess what? I'm the last to get paid, bro.
I'm the last to get paid, and you get to get off work, bro. Like, you go home and get to be home and get to decide if you're going to answer my call when I got shifts I got to cover. You know what I'm saying? I'm 24/7, man. Eating ramen noodles on payroll day before payroll half the time, y'all. Anyway,
like I said, it's tough. This is not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody. But I wouldn't trade it with nobody, because for me, making 120 grand for somebody else, for me working for myself, I'll take myself over that any day. You know what I mean? I control my own destiny, but it's not easy. Easy, but it's worth it to me.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think when you look at, and we just flowing right here, but when you're looking at, for me, I know when I come to the table for to negotiate a new contract, I personally am excited about creating a whole bunch more opportunity for my guys. Like, I can't wait to take this and throw it to the wolf pack, to the rest of the pride. Like, I'm already thinking, like, I'm gonna put this dude in. Like, I just love creating opportunities for my team. That's one of the most motivating things. I would say in business for me, what's most rewarding is making that client, that principal feel safe, secure, optimizing them to where they're like, man, my life is better with you guys. And then the other thing is looking at my team and being like, yo, I'm bringing home some meat for the wolf pack. We're going to eat on this. We're going to do a good job on this and create an opportunity for the team, man. That's been one of the most rewarding things.
I could definitely agree with that. But also with that, I tend to keep a certain distance because sometimes people tend to get too comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And misconstrued boss and friends because I'm speaking with you because I tend not to get too comfortable with people because I might have to fire you someday. You know,
because probably I might have to fire you.
Yeah, I might have to fire, and I don't want to know you that much that I'll feel bad about it.
Yeah.
If I'm emotionally invested, then I'm a second guess myself. Like, damn, I know he got dead. No, you know, if you're a bad apple, you got to go.
You got to go. Yeah,
you got to go. You got to go because you bad for the whole nucleus of this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
And
you
that's wisdom.
Go. So,
that's wisdom.
You gotta, man.
Because one bad guy can spoil the whole bunch, man. You get one bright, good idea, Ferry. You know, we should be getting paid more for, you know what? Technically, and those guys get in there and they start causing problems. And where there is no problem, usually they're speaking from ignorance. They're like, hey, do you hear him how much he's making on us? And do you know the law? Like, I got a whole legal team, bro. Like, these guys, like, and then you have to come in there and then you have to set the record straight. And then there's a little ego thing that happens, so it says a one bad apple is like a cancer. You're 100% correct.
Cancer. And with cancer, you got to cut it off quick. Like, I cut it off quick. I want to see you eat, not here with me. You can go somewhere else. You know what I mean? But I can't deal with you. And once again, I try not to get too attached to them because then I feel some kind of connection. I got to really, it's business. It ain't personal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I definitely understand that.
That's wisdom. That's wisdom that comes from years of leadership. And that's what it takes to be a king. Like, that's what it takes to be the CEO of a company, you guys. Like, that's a real thing. We deal with that. Me personally, I can lead with my heart. I got a big heart and I be leading with mine. I have learned the exact lesson you're talking about where I've let people stay around a little too long because I was like, oh, that's my man. I mean, the last thing that bit me was literally because my man messed up, didn't follow the SOPs, and the client saw it and the client pulled the plug and was like, hey, get this dude off property. Fortunately, I had done my diligence and we had a training budget. We had invested thousands of dollars in training this individual. So as a company owner, the client could look at me and say, okay, you've been diligent in trying to get this guy in a position to where he should be performing at a much higher level. This is an individual personality thing. Dude been to the shoot house, dude been on the range, dude gone through all the medical powers of arrest, all the stuff. So it was kind of like, okay, so that event. And then of course I try to step in and say, hey, you know what? You've just been let go by this client, but I'm going to give you a little bit extra to pad your landing. And then that turns around and bites me in the rear. Well, this ain't enough money. What are you talking about, bro? You just got fired. Like, literally you're done. It's just that I'm a good dude trying to take care of you, and then that turns into this isn't enough money thing. And then I'm sitting here like, you got to be kidding me right now. So what would you say is your favorite part about being a company owner in this game?
Being a provider for my team. I like the networking. I like the challenge. I like the hunt. You eat what you capture. You see what I'm saying? So you connect with a good client or a new client, the whole possibilities. And then you provide a great service, great operation, and the team, everything, which it don't always go perfectly, but it goes well. You know what I mean? Right. And you're able to see how your team are progressing based on the opportunity that they will never, ever have. You know what I mean? Like, so, staying in some of the best hotels and moving around, and I do sometimes like, wow, I miss that part of it. You know what I mean? The being in the mix and that you can't be in two spots with that, you know.
Right.
But that's some of the things that I would say I do enjoy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And and as I mentioned, that's one of the things I love too. You know, what would you say? Where do you see the industry heading? What are some new things that you see come up in the game that people you think should pay attention to, or the direction things are going in?
It's a few different things. I mean, as if unless you're under a rock,
Yeah.
with AI is a valuable tool if you use it correctly, and it could help facilitate whatever you need to do a lot quicker than before. You know,
Yes.
it's kind of brainless in a way, but you must have a brain to operate.
Yeah. You got to navigate it, but it does a lot of heavy lifting.
It does a lot of heavy lifting. I honestly see how the world is going. There's a lot of have and have nots. The economical diversity right now, you know, the wages ain't getting higher, and the wealthy is getting wealthier. So people who are in the protective space are always going to be a need, which, you know, it's sad to say, like, a couple of the business owners I know and some people, if when it goes haywire, that's when we're like, yeah. You know, like,
time to clean up, time to do what we do.
I love when chaos starts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Let's get busy. It's time. You ready? You know what I mean? So, and it's about time for that to start because it's been a little quiet.
It's been a little quiet. And you know, we got this election coming up.
There you go. You understand exactly what I'm talking about. It's time to kick over the chair and
get it up.
The windows. Let's get busy, man. Let's get back to what we really need to do. You know, that's when we really get busy. And that's always a good time.
Man.
Problems are good. Those are great problems. Like, all right, I got that. We set up a detail. You need this. 24 hours. Okay. You agreed to this? Sure. 6 months, not a problem. Let's do this. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting for that to come. So
we all sitting there, bro. We all just sitting there, just waiting because we know it's coming. I remember because they over here causing all this drama. I remember when we were doing it was like George Floyd and then COVID, and that year, boy, it was on, man.
My God.
It was like they felt like the clients was like calling the cops. They were like, I need 6 agents downtown at my storefront. I need 2 more at my house. Now anything with like traveling, acting, singing, events, that stuff got quiet. But anything brick and mortar, anything family offices,
residential, you know, I want anything happen in my home. Sure, not a problem.
We got you.
Got you. Not a problem. So I'm just waiting. It's peaks and valleys in business. You know, sometimes, you know, in the slow time is a learn time. You hone in on learning more things to keep your business more fortified, which I'm doing right now. I'm in some great business courses and learning more and more into the business acumen. And when it gets busy time it's time to harvest. You done plant these seeds in the spring and trying to harvest, you know, as far as like, let's get this, you know.
Let's go.
It's a long year. Things about to change and it's going to get ugly real quick. You know, so pre-planning is a must.
100%. Yeah, man. What would you say are some good ways or tools for guys to start getting their business acumen up? Because I know guys got dreams and stuff like that, and I don't want them just jumping in. Any good books you're reading, any courses you're taking that you think are worth pointing guys? No, I know we talk about a little bit of the secret sauce. You ain't got to give them all of it, but you know.
A good book that I read is called The Immutable Laws of Marketing.
Immutable Laws of Marketing. We take this.
I'll say that. I would get with just read a good fundamentals of business and get with someone who just not in security business, but just business, and ask them how they maintain what they've been doing for so long. You want to get somebody who's like 10 or 15 years because they know they have navigated a lot of potholes that you're about to embark on, you know. So just learn, like, how do you make this work? How does this work? How can you step away from what you're doing and go on vacation? How do you know, there's certain things that you need to know and put in place for your business to thrive on its own. It could go autonomously, and now you could, if you had to, you could take off for a month, and everything, it doesn't miss a beat. So I would definitely learn what business is more than. It's sadly some people more focus on
Hard
shooting
skills.
and doing all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that doesn't work in this part of this business. If you want to be a business owner, now if you just want to be a practitioner and be the best at that, I mean, all for it. Everybody made out to be in a business. You know, some people just don't want to deal with it because actually it's a little more tougher than you think because it's something that's not natural to you. It challenges you, and it makes it's like peeling back a scab that you know. It's disgusting.
There's layers, man.
There's some layers that are gonna make you question yourself. Like, damn, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing this. I need to apply myself. I mean,
I got these margins wrong. I made this deal with the wrong margins. Now I'm about to eat all this, and I got my guys. You know, like, man, I needed this much I'm gonna get this operating capital from, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, where do I find these new clients? There's some equations you're gonna have to you got to make that champagne, and these answers have to come to you from like God and your studying, bro. Because to me personally, like for me personally, and I say this to veterans all the time, they're like, yeah, man, there's just nothing like back, you know, when we were in the military and it was so hard and, you know, war. And, I'm like, bro, just become an entrepreneur, player. Hey, you want a challenge? You want a challenge? Become an entrepreneur and start trying to figure out how to do business because that's a war to me. Like I wake up every day and I'm like, yo, I got to put my head to this. I got to figure this out. It's do or die constantly. Like
you running with the spear every time. You get up I need to find some new food to feed the people. You know,
man.
We ate yesterday. Yesterday gone. There's a new hunt, new hill,
and they staring at you. They're like,
oh my God! Everybody looking at you like, oh, so what's next? I'm like, trust me, I know the feeling. I know. I know.
This is so good.
And what? Our operation go well? Yes, the team did excellent. It went terrible. My fault. I did.
Yep.
I
did all of it.
Exactly.
100%. Boy.
Yeah. So you know you got to be mentally prepared for it. Now, some days I might sit down, but I ain't gonna lay down. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
I need a minute to like gather myself, and one of my vices, I'm gonna go work out. So I need to go work out to clear my mind. That's when I could get some good ideas and or get out in nature and do something like take me a long walk and you know I could think. You know what I mean? That works for me. You know. But I that's one of the things I do see.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful, man. There's something to be said for the ability to think deeply into a thing, you know, because some of these equations are so sophisticated when you're in business, you know, and I'll sit there for me too. I have like places around my property that I'll just go sit because it just has that elevated perspective and I'll just stare out into the open and just try to listen to God and just try to think about it. Or I'll sit in my sauna and just be like, all right, Father, like what we gonna do, bro? Like how we gonna do this one? And you just sit there and work the equation, man, and try to open your mind up to new possibilities. This is what it is to be steering the ship, y'all, man. This is good stuff. What AO is your primary AO? Like if people are coming to work in a certain area, you know, where should they hit you up?
I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. You can hit me up at www.apssecurity.us. Our number is 888-639-9905. We on also Instagram, APS_security. And we're also on LinkedIn and Facebook as well.
Good. I'm going to be sure to make sure all those links are in the thing. We got some closing or in the write-up. So you guys, those links are underneath. All that contact information is underneath. Let's see. What's your favorite client demographic? If you could pick one.
Anything international.
Okay. So you like getting overseas and you like the travel stuff.
Yes.
Outstanding. Okay. What would you say? Let's see. What do you look for in new agents coming on?
A clean slate. The willingness to to learn, you know, their willingness to really reinvest into themselves. A lot of people come and wonder, they see things and don't know how certain people acquire them. You know what I mean? It takes time to, yeah, you could have all these different certifications as well, but do you know how to navigate certain situations, you know? And everybody don't have that, but everybody can have creds and get a CCW and get this and get all the, you know, because you got all that credential does not mean that you could work on a detail. You got to be teachable, man. Some people just think they know everything. You know, you got to be able to get in with an organization, a crew, a team, and blend. I mean, I got people who just doing weird stuff that you disrupt the continuity of the team. So, you know, once again, I tell people we got a car and everybody got parts of this car. You know what I mean? You might be a valuable part. You might be a battery. You might be a lead, but a battery's replaceable. You know what I mean? You know, all these stuff are replaceable. Don't understand there's no forever part on a vehicle. You know what I mean? So it's that's one of the things. Once again, people get complacent. They get money on a regular basis. They're moving and grooving. They're getting comfortable to the point that they act. It has. I don't mind when you want to take ownership per se in the company, but don't tell me you own the company. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Big difference. You know, you for the betterment of everybody's doing a great job. You helping others out. You know. The selfless kind of stuff. So that's what I looking at. Yeah.
No, I love that, man. That chameleon ability to be able to shift and fit into those different aspects of whatever client we're taking care of this month, this week, this year. Understanding the social environment there, being able to gain cultural equity in whatever social setting you put them in, being team oriented, man, and looking to serve the team and being an entrepreneur, you know, like working in the business with me and different things like that. I'm right there with you. But yeah, it's just, you know what, after a while, you just start to recognize human nature. Like I have like a mental timer going on details. Like when a cat's been on a detail on a client for a certain amount of time, I just know like, well, this is about that time when he should be getting too comfortable. I need to go check in and make sure that this cat's still dialed in. You know what I'm saying? It's about the time when he's going to start thinking he's the man and da. And it's just human nature. There's about the time when they're going to start getting complacent and I'm going to come in there and I'm going to find, you know, like, hey, this is the SOP. How come this ain't been happening? And then building SOPs to fight against that. Like my dudes, when they come on shift, you're sending me a photo of what you're wearing, how you looking, so I can see your countenance. I can see how you looking. I can make sure you was there on time. You know what I'm saying? Picture or it didn't happen, player. You know, like all these different things to try to fight that. Human nature. It's human nature, but we need people to excellence from themselves.
People do tend to get comfortable, and you know, attitude reflects leadership. If you don't maintain that kind of discipline, they're gonna start tweaking it on their own end, and then they're not following through as they should, and cutting corners. Cutting corners cost people their lives. Cutting people get hurt. Cause your business to get sued.
It's contracts, man.
You know, you lose contracts and business from cut corners kind of situation. You know what I mean? And then their name is not the one on the line. They walk away scot free, but you the one that did.
Yeah, you know, you want to go work for another company.
Yeah, you know, if that. But once again, this business is a small business. I've had business owners reach out to me. Do you know such and such? I was like, yeah, don't use him. He's terrible. Straight up and down. I'm gonna tell you, if you are terrible, and you know, it's my duty as a business owner, another guy, he did this and this with me. I wouldn't use him. That's on you if you want to take the chance, but I wouldn't do it. And 9 out of 10 times, they're going to do the same thing they've been did to me. They're going to do to you if you use them. So.
Yep. And 9, 10 times that business owner is going to be like, I ain't touching it, man.
Exactly. Because none of us want problems. I had to tell one of my guys one day, I said, well, do you realize practitioners speak to practitioners, but owners speak to owners? I'm like, my guy, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to somebody. They're going to call me. They ain't calling you. You know what I mean? Business people talk to business people. You're not a business. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even understand that. But we're in different spaces. That's why where we at. And I don't like to pull that, but I'm like, I don't get in a lot of conversation with guys. I am very cordial, but I'm not a he, ha, ha type of individual.
Right.
No, not at all.
Yeah. I'm not a hee ha ha type of individual.
No.
I love it. Oh man, you remind me of my dad, man. My pops is like that too, man. He's so
I'm an island guy I'm from the island, so we all got the same kind of upbringing, you know what I mean? I'm not grinning and skinning and kiki and
we're not doing it.
Just do your job. That's all I ask you to do. Do what the SOP asks you to do. Do what, be where you need to be. That's all I ask you to do. Nothing else,
Yes. No, I love it, man. What would you say to new agents? So somebody who is thinking about getting into this industry, who's deciding if it's right for them or if they want to take a plunge, what advice would you have for them?
I would do as much research as possible and find out if this is really what you want to do, what space in the industry where you want to go, because there's so many different spaces. Like I said, you got diplomatic, international, government, depending on where your background, what soft skills you come with, and, soft skills are what you do naturally, if you don't understand what that is.
Yeah.
And how that could be applied to in a security-based situation. And then, you can't chase the money. You got to get in wherever you at and just start learning. Be a sponge, learn, absorb, but be a mirror, reflect the nonsense, because it's always going to be nonsense. He think he this, I should be with the P1, I should be with P2, why they get to go with the client. You on the boat.
Yeah, exactly.
You on the boat.
Just
relax, I've been on situation, I was the last one to get on the team.
Yeah.
Me being in this situation, do what I need to do, end up being the team lead because they just watch me do my job.
Right.
I'll give you a quick snippet.
Yeah, let's go. Tales from the Crypt.
Okay. So got to a particular country, and this individual had some supporters. So we're going to protect them, and they're going out. They're all for that individual.
Right.
And the handler was like, well, they might get a little hostile, but don't hurt them. So I was like, well, what are the rules of engagement? How do we move forward? He said, well, you could give him a push or a smack, right? I was like, man, no problem, sir. Got it.
Yes, sir.
So we going out, and when I say it was a mob, it was a mob. I mean, you getting about 5,000 people rushing you, you know what I mean? And we got to remain cool. And the client is doing what they need to do and so forth. And you have to start getting into the mode of protection. That's the best practice.
Yeah, we just went from concierge into like legitimately concentric rings of security and maintaining mobility and asset management and make sure you have a route out. Like it's all happening.
All at the same time. We formulate a triangle and we can keep this moving. We're going to keep it safe. So everything went well for the most part. Yeah, it went well. We got back to the compound so that the management came to me and was like, oh, Anderson, everything went well, but the client noticed something about you. And I'm like, what the hell did I do?
Yeah, exactly what you got. What you just give.
Yeah, well, I was like, did I do something wrong? He said, no. But he noticed that you smacked a few people. You smacked about 20 people along the way. You smacked the old lady, you smacked the man, you smacked the man at the window, you smacked. And I'm like, this operation is blown. He's like, he loves it. That's exactly what he wants you to do. And I'm like, oh,
thank God. Oh, God.
Yeah. So now he's like, wherever he's going, he needs you there.
Yep, he needs you there.
And that's what it was. Like, but once again, I didn't take that as he likes me. I'm just one of his new novelty that fascinates him.
At
but
the
no
moment.
problem. at the moment. So
Yep.
I went from being in the back of the team to being team lead to kind of getting the information out back to the team. Hey, we're going to go here, go there. You
Yep.
know what I mean? It is what it is. You know,
Right.
you just got to be pliable with your role. But
Play the
he
position.
wanted me to really stay there with him and get citizenship. I was like, no, it's time to go.
Yep. No, and that's how you come up in the game, man. I had the same exact thing happen with me with a client. He would be on platform, and there was an area where, it was the highest volume of problem could happen. Like the center aisle directly leading to him is where all the drama would happen. And as I was coming up on the team, that's where we put all the rookies. Is like he's up on platform, center aisle, rookie, second level, second row, or whatever. You could get the house to go deal with it. They never do. And then you got to go jam them up, right? Middle linebacker, basically. So you're sitting there waiting. And man, I tried so hard to get out of that position. Like, I'm now the team lead. I'm now the detail leader. I should be roving. Nah, bro. Client was like, I want Byron right there, center aisle, staring at me the whole time. And it was just because, but that made room for me. Every time somebody tried to hit that center aisle, boom, I got to turn around, jam them up, take them to the back,
Right.
and make it look good, sell security while I'm doing it. Your gift to make room for you as long as you're all business. And did it go to, you don't want it, you never let it go to your head, but you master your position. And then it's like, look, we're all a team. I'm the dude who's getting the information now. I serve you guys with the information. We make this look good. And that's
Right.
That's the way we run it, man.
And I was in that situation. I was on a team of super seasoned individual. I'm talking about, you got the Rangers, the Delta Force Academy. You got all these guys who stop trains and kill sharks and,
with pencils.
But it was all right. It was okay, cool. They was okay with that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Being in the right situation and just, being pliable as well,
Mm-hmm.
And another thing with that too is just knowing your clients. You got to learn your clients before they learn you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have this. Some clients, I've had a client that's not the most coordinated. I have to look on the ground and make sure you walk this way and don't step into that and step up here, because I don't know if you're gonna where their mindset at from the night before, if you're following me. So please step up over here. Let's move over here. We got to step down, because once again, it's not just their personal security, it's their brand. You cannot embarrass them or have any embarrassment, because now the operation has failed. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so many different things as protecting them versus them. You don't want to pick them up unless it's an emergency situation. You're not going to pick them up by a trash can or nothing like that. That's a bad picture. So it's just little things. But if it's an emergency, you got to get out and do what you do. But, you just got to think of a whole 360 of protection.
Mm-hmm. No, that's wisdom, man. I love it. Good stuff, my man. And then my final two questions, we kind of went over this, but maybe this will hit different. What's the hardest lesson you've learned over the course of your career?
From a practitioner or business?
Let's go. I mean, I'm into the business phase right now. We have a lot of practitioners.
From the business section, always sign your own checks.
Always sign your own checks. How do you mean?
Well, you can't allow someone else to have that kind of power, because once again, power in the wrong hands could be devastating.
Power corrupts. Power corrupts.
You want to see someone what they're about, just give them a little bit of power.
What is it? The saying is anyone can stand adversity, but if you really want to see who a man is, give him power. Yeah.
Exactly. So that definitely, and I've learned that what I do appreciate, I have a lot of different mentors, a lot of great, I kind of surround myself with a lot of older gentlemen or older people who are in business, and I sit up on them, I ask them questions, and I was like, yo, talk to me just tell me about your day. So even this day alone helps me navigate through mine. I learn a lot of different things, like, man, you don't want to do that. You don't want to deal with this. You know what I mean? And I was like, and that has kind of curbed a lot of opportunities that came my way that I don't take advantage of. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Because every dollar is not a good dollar for me. It could, the wrong situation could crush you, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was like, no, I'm not interested. Sorry. I could recommend you to someone who I know in that space, but that's not what we do. I'm not doing that. Like,
that's wisdom.
I totally we don't do any nightclubs. We're not doing none of that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing no apartment buildings. Sorry.
Sorry.
No.
I'm right there with
recommend someone who's doing that, you know what I mean? Because my insurance is going to go to the moon. And now you're not going to want to pay me what I'm going to need for that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm strong on not putting someone in a space to do something that I would never do. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, everything that my guys have done or doing, I've done.
Yeah.
You can't fool me. You can't tell me what this. I'm like, I've done it. You can't, you know, I've done it in more ways and more places than you would think. So
yeah, exactly.
That, you know what I mean? So I pride myself in that and just being mindful in that way.
No, that's wisdom. What would you say is your proudest moment in this game?
Great question. I don't know. I think I still got more to go, man. And not saying I'm not grateful for everything that has happened for me. Totally. I'm truly grateful, but I think I got so much more to give, man. Like, like I haven't even scratched the surface. I got a lot of great ideas and things to talk offline. But some real things that could make a true difference. You know what I mean? And I just applaud people who want to gravitate to be with a good company, you know, good people. Good people are the hardest thing to find, you know what I mean?
100%.
You got all these posers and pretenders, but good people, you know, all I want to be around is good people, good energy, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you, man. Good people are one of, if not the most valuable resource on this planet. The forces of good and evil are fighting over the resource. That is the resource of the planet. Final question. At the end of the day, what's it all for? How do you want to be remembered, sir?
Oh man, I'm just someone who was dedicated to the craft. I guess beat all odds. I shouldn't be here. Shouldn't you from this and that, and whatever the case may be. You know, it's to turn all the negatives into a positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it.
You know, I'm from St. Croix, the U.S. Virgin Islands, man. I'm a big dude from a little place. You know what I mean?
Yes. I love it. That's it. The big dude from a little place, man. No, I love it, man. My dad's a successful entrepreneur as well. And he's like, I'm just a little island boy, man. He's like, I don't know nothing. I'm just a little island boy. I'm like, Dad, you're crazy. He is crazy too. Yeah, man. That's awesome. That's good stuff, man. Herbert, it's been an honor. Such an honor, such a privilege. I'll make sure all the links are in the bio so people can find you, connect with you, and take things to the next level, man. I'm proud of you. It's for whatever it's worth, man. And you're inspirational to me as well, my man. Thank you.
Byron, thank you so much for the opportunity, man. From the day one when we met, we always connected, and I truly appreciate it. And you keep doing what you're doing. Much success to you and everything that you do. We definitely got to collab and get together, man. You know,
yes, sir.
We definitely got to do some things. When you get a minute, we need to talk offline. I got something else I'm working on, but
okay.
I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Outstanding.
Boom! Quick shout out to our sponsor, Staccato. My first pistol sponsor. I've been sponsored by a lot of companies, right, over the years. But when it comes to pistol, that's my bread and butter. Pistol is something I believe in. You know, I'm a competitive shooter. You know, we're shooting anywhere from, 800 rounds a month type of thing, right? So Staccato, being what I believe, is one of, if not the most complete handguns you can put in your hand. It's got every component that a handgun could have, should have. They're actually extremely dependable now that they've made some changes, and these things are straight up tack drivers. If you're looking for a pistol that will do as much of the work for you as a piece of hardware can, obviously you have to have the marksmanship and all the different things, but different guns perform at different levels. And I want to say that Staccato is one of, by far, for sure, take it from a competitive shooter, we're shooting the highest volumes of rounds constantly right now. Not used to have a background guy, but like right now, when you go shoot, you're going to see certain brands. Staccato is one of, if not the highest performing firearm that is both CCW, duty ready, and also competitive ready. So I want to give them a shout out. If you guys are looking for a good handgun to build your skills on top of, go check out Staccato. Much love and respect. Boom, when it comes to the technology you use to protect your home, there's nothing better than Deep Sentinel. AI-driven, human-monitored technology that will keep you and your family safe for the same price you're paying for whatever Ring doorbell system you have. Check out Deep Sentinel. It's such an honor to join forces with these guys. They should be in every single house in the world. Get real-time Overwatch for you and your loved one. And for 10% off, depending on when you're watching this, don't forget to use code Byron at checkout. Boom. And to support this podcast, go to executiveprotectionlifestyle.com and contribute to our Patreon account. That Patreon account is what helps me make this podcast possible, contributing to this brand, what we're doing here, making it so that I can bring better guests on, making it so that we can plan more events and just expand the contribution to the private security industry and also to making America a safer place. Do whatever you can, contribute whatever you can, because it makes all of these things possible. Thanks for those contributions.